Hi, I'm Linda May, and I'm the founder and Archdruid Priestess of Druids of the Light. It's a spiritual nonprofit here in Arizona, and I'm also a psychic reader at Crystal Magic Psychic Center in Sedona, Arizona, beautiful place. And I'm here today to talk to you about this full moon period, which we are beginning early afternoon on Monday, January 13th, and it shall be exact at 1:27 p.m. Arizona time, which right now is Mountain Standard Time. This particular full moon is known as the Wolff moon. The Wolff moon is named thus for the hungry wolves that will be howling as they look for food in the stark of winter. It's also known as the ice moon or the old moon to reflect the icy conditions and heavy snowfall during the early winter months. It's a highly energetic time, which is excellent for manifestation, healing, clarification, and celebration in many ways. This particular full moon does bring a cozy, nurturing vibe to it for self-care. So do find a way to create a safe space for yourself. We have a full moon when the sun and moon are considered in opposition. Astrologically, this means that both the sun and the moon are in opposing signs. So at the time of this full moon, the sun is in Capricorn and the moon is in Cancer, exactly opposed the sun on the 13th at 1:27 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, as I mentioned. The full moon in Cancer actually promotes a chance to tap into your heart and your emotions amidst an otherwise business-minded Capricorn season. Feel your feelings and focus on home, family, sense, and belonging. It's really important at this time. It's a very interesting mix when you think of it, because this is like, being an accountant for many years, this is tax season in some ways. It's the beginning of tax season. So that's more the business-minded side, but it's also a time for really getting together with your family and focusing on a sense of belonging and that sort of thing too. So there's a very emotional side to it with the Cancer moon. Do be aware, and I just mentioned, that the Cancer energy brings a bit of sensitivity and there may be some emotional fluctuations because of it. Learn to forgive and forget as much as you can. Believe me, forgiveness is always the answer. If you can find the place in your heart to forgive, you can usually resolve any issues that come up. Aspect-wise, just before the full moon, Mercury enters Capricorn on January 8th, so this is, almost a week before the full moon, and that brings a more analytical and level-minded influence to your view and communication. So that's actually a really good thing, and that's all right before the full moon. So it's a really good time to get things settled, okay? Because on the day of the full moon, not only do we have a full moon with this sun and moon, but Uranus is conjunct with Mars, which is also trine Uranus. On the day of the full moon, Uranus is conjunct with Mars, and so there may be some emotionally challenging moments, and then all of that is trine the moon. So it's a very interesting time because there may be, like I said, emotionally challenging moments. And then that's the day of the full moon, so do be aware, okay? Be aware on the day. And then on the 19th, Venus conjuncts Saturn in Pisces. And, anytime Saturn's in the mix, it has to do with learning lessons. And Venus makes it sort of in the relationship part and everything too, which is also very interesting. The Cancer moon, by then we're out of the Cancer for the moon. But just be aware that Saturn in Pisces is lessons to do with sensitivity and emotions and stuff like that. And then on the 21st, the sun enters Aquarius, and it's conjunct Pluto. So there may be some upheavals and intensities in relationship issues with that 19th to the 21st. Just be aware of that. Be careful not to use your words as a weapon, especially after the 23rd when Mercury opposes Mars. No, don't do it. Really, be as diplomatic as you can. However, creative writing can be a welcome outlet. Venus trines Mars on the 26th, and that supports creative activities, and it leads us to the new moon, which is on 29th, which I'll talk about more next time I do a moon video. But it's going to be a little bit rocky, okay? So from the time of the full moon until, right after the sun enters Aquarius and on the 21st, it's going to be a little bit rocky, but it's going to smooth out. So just keep that in mind, keep the faith as you go through those things, and be as diplomatic and as sensitive as you can in a positive way. Just be caring of the other people, forgive as much as you can, and be diplomatic with them, and try not to get too rash. So that's really an important lesson at this time. Now, we're now in the season of winter. It's the time of death and rebirth, and it's when we have experienced the longest night in the celebration of the return of the light, and that all happened on December 21st. We have been letting go of things that held us back, and we're still doing what we can to move on. That's still part of this season. The inner work is still a very good idea at this time, especially with some of those aspects I mentioned. Inner work really helps, doing our own inner shadow work, looking at the things that bug us, the things that can trigger us. You know, look at those things and deal with them, because that is really going to help through some of that other stuff. It's also a grand time to remember that we are light, that's what we are within ourselves. Remember that light within always. That light connects us with everybody in light. So even when it doesn't feel like it, there's still light in the person, you know, across from you. And keep that in mind as we move towards the season of Imbolc, which is just after the next new moon. So I will be talking about that later. The traditional Celtic tree calendar, The traditional Celtic tree calendar, based on the moon cycles with the new year beginning at Samhain, has the tree for this period of the December moon cycle is Alder. And here's the card, Alder, and this is the deck it's from, Celtic Tree Oracle. Okay, and Alder is all about, this is really cool, guidance, protection, prophecy, divination, as well as the balance between masculine and feminine. And it's basically saying, this is very interesting, look to your dreams and your ancestors for help with any issues that might arise. So you can go within, and I honestly almost always recommend, go within and hear what your knowing is telling you, hear what God, Goddess is saying to you. And that is really what can help you. But also sometimes your ancestors, you can tune into them too, and they can help you with some of the things that you may be going through. Do keep that in mind. But this is really great because it does mean that we are being protected also by God, Goddess at all times. So it's something that we can remember, okay? And we may need to remember that at times, as in this time. So now I'm going to draw a card from this Druid Animal Oracle deck, which is the one I use for most of the readings I do, because there's so many things about this deck I love. For one thing, it has 33 cards, and I think 33 is such a sacred number. It has to do with mastery, it has to do with spirituality and all of that, and I feel like this deck has a very spiritual message that is something that I like to impart to people, sometimes things that they didn't even know. Sometimes it sounds so familiar, they're going, oh, that's what it is. So let me see what card comes up for us today from this deck. The Wolf. Okay, so the Wolf actually does stand for doing your introspection, doing that inner work I was just talking about, doing the things that you need to do to look at the triggers in your life so that you can release them. If you don't release them, they'll stay with you and you keep calling them into your life. Everything outside of you is ultimately a reflection of what's going on inside of you. So your thoughts and feelings are causing you to see things in the world in a way that usually has to do with the lessons you have to learn and things like that. And that's part of, the Wolf is helping you to go through that, but it's also teaching you a way to conquer it. Okay, a way to release it, forgive, to allow, you know, own it, let it go, forgive, and feel your own self-worth and love and peace and all of the things you'd rather be feeling, and then give thanks, and it will help. It will help a lot. So Wolf, yeah, wow. Okay, now, this is the Druidcraft Tarot deck that I do my daily card pulls from every single day, and this is the message we have for the season. I mean, for this full moon season. So about 2 weeks. Okay, this is the main message. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, 10 of Cups. This is very interesting. So the 10 of Cups actually has to do with the warmth of family. It has to do with the warmth of friends. It has to do with recognizing that ultimately what we are, we're not just light, we're also love. And recognize the love that we are, and as we do tune into that love, then we can apply it in all areas of our lives. We can open to blessings that may be coming into us. And you know, sometimes when we do that inner work that I was talking about with the Wolf, that will help us to bring in more blessings. So this is actually sort of this is the card of what we're going to be going through. This is sort of the card of solution. So that's kind of neat. It's a good card to get right now. It's really good. Okay, now I don't have my usual little decks, so I'm going to be using some a different set of decks today. And I'm going to start out with what I usually use is the one with the British landscapes. But today I'm going to use a card from this deck called the Sedona Code. Okay, it's oracle cards, and each one has a message related to whatever the place in Sedona is. Okay, so let's see what I pull. Interesting, one of my favorite places, Oak Creek. Okay, and it says, I flow in living waters of abundance and prosperity. So part of that is opening to that love, opening to the light I was talking about. As we open to the blessings that are ever flowing in, so we can allow the prosperity and abundance to come in. So what a beautiful message. Okay, Oak Creek. I flow in living waters of abundance and prosperity. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love it. I love it. Okay, and now another one that I haven't used, but one of my co-workers lent these decks to me, the Starseed Oracle. Okay, the Starseed. So these probably will be a little bit deeper, but they're all very simple messages, which I think is really cool. Okay, let's see what this one is. So right on. Deep cellular healing. Arcturus energy. Physical and emotional healing. Okay? Look at that. So this is about doing our inner work, and it is an emotional time with the moon in Cancer. It really is. So that's an important message. Do your deep healing. Do that Wolff shadow work that I was talking about. Very cool. These things are just aligning. So amazing. And then the other two cards, these are decks that I have been using for messages here at the center. This is the Starlight deck, similar to Starseed in some ways, but a little bit different. It has more to do with the moon, which I thought was kind of cool, although the sun is in there too. And the message that, oh my God. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so the message is destiny. Destiny. And it says, it's not in the stars, but in yourself. And that is the truth. So it isn't about the stars. It's about you doing your own inner work. It's looking within yourself. It's your way of seeing the world outside. And what are you reflecting? What are you seeing in others? What issues come up because of the issues that you have inside of you? Look at that, because it's not in the stars, but it's in yourself. So as you bring the light to yourself, you're going to be able to basically change your life for the better. Believe me, I know this from experience, and it does a lot to do that work. And finally, I do not have the Light Bearers deck with me, but I have this really nice Wishcraft, very simple messages, but also really wonderful messages. So this will be our final card today. And it's a really sweet message to end it with, okay, right there. This is the picture, beautiful picture. My wishes grow big like a tree. So, you know, this is also right after the new year. So this is, you know, and this is the time when, you know, the Capricorn energy has helped us to kind of plan what we're going to be doing in the year ahead. This Cancer energy is bringing in the warmth and the love if we open to that and open to the blessings. And this is saying, you know, as we put out our wishes, as we put out our intentions, as we do that, we can make everything grow. And we have the ability with those two energies. We absolutely do. So it's up to us to use them in those ways. Okay, I will be back before the new moon, which is on January 29th, to tell you more about what's going on. And in the meantime, if you would like to know more about Druids of the Light, you can find us on Facebook. Here's my business card, in case you haven't seen it. Okay, if you'd like to know more about the Druids of Light, you can find us on Facebook. We have a Facebook page. And we also have a website, druidsofthelight.org, which you can find out more about the organization and get on my mailing list if you'd like. I'm also available to do psychic soul readings and counseling, both in person and by phone and Zoom. I am at Crystal Magic Psychic Center these days, mostly on Monday afternoons and all day Fridays. I'm here a little bit more. I'm also available from home at certain times. I do have other things I do during the week, so sometimes it might be hard to find the right time, but if you would like a reading and you can't fit it in on Monday afternoons or Fridays, then message me in some way, and I can figure out, if we can find a time that works for both of us. Our winter solstice ceremony was on Facebook Live on December 21st. It was only a few weeks ago, and replays are available to watch. You can still find them on our Facebook Live. And our Imbolc ceremony, which is the next high day, is coming up on February 1st. So it's actually just a little bit after the next new moon. So I will be telling you more about that at the next video. And I do want to wish you the most wonderful blessings of this full moon. Learn what you need to learn, do what you need to do. Remember the light that you are and the light that is in all. And remember the love that you always have flowing through you. And be as diplomatic and as beautifully, wonderfully shining as you are. Blessings, blessings, blessings.